scandal. Joining me now is Democrat of Illinois, serving on both House Intelligence and Oversight Committees, Congressman Raja Krishnamoorthi. Congressman, good to see you. Thank you for being with us.
Here, Ali.
You know, we watch, tens of millions of Americans watched the hearings in Congress, and we see these people, and whether or not you agree with them, you have to admit they're probably pretty brave people to go out there against their government, against Donald Trump, people who do this about their companies. They're brave people, but the backlash is always there. Are you concerned about not only the morale that this will, this will cause for people who might testify, but just generally people in government service, people in the public sector, people in the State Department, people in the military?
Sure. Yes, I am concerned, and I think this is deliberate because I think the president is trying to create a chilling effect on anybody who would otherwise come forward with evidence of wrongdoing. On the other hand, I personally believe that the testimony that people like Lieutenant Colonel Vindman or Fiona Hill or others offer is all the more compelling because testifying does nothing to further their career interests. It actually harms their potential careers in government. And so kudos to them. They are to be commended. They are true patriots for coming forward and, quite frankly, telling us the truth.
The president has long called for the whistleblower to be named and to be made public. He retweets links to articles that allegedly name the whistleblower. Whistleblowers are protected by federal law. What can Congress do to either hold the president accountable or to send a message to whistleblowers that there is some protection for you?
Well, first of all, I think that Chairman Schiff did an admirable job within our hearings and proceedings to do everything possible to avoid outing the whistleblower, because really the purpose of outing the whistleblower is basically to then retaliate against him or her. And again, to create that chilling effect with regard to others, not to mention harm that person. And so we have to do everything we can within our proceedings to avoid any kind of potential for outing that individual. Now, we do need to do things with regard to the law to prevent, possible retaliation in this type of situation, especially down the road when the president or others speculate on who that person is. And we have to do more to, basically allow for avenues for whistleblowers and others to come forward and to protect their anonymity. I just want to mention one other person that you didn't mention before that is also subject to retaliation. That's the Inspector General. The Inspector General who was named by the Trump administration, a Republican-appointed Inspector General who came forward with the whistleblower complaint to our committee and said, I'm paraphrasing, red lights flashing, do something about this. He is also under fire right now by the Trump administration, and I quite frankly think we have to protect him too.
And Bill Taylor's gone, the guy that Pompeo brought in after they got rid of Marie Yovanovitch to sort of get her out of the way for this whole scheme. Bill Taylor, Mike Pompeo is going to Ukraine on January 2nd or January 3rd, and he doesn't want to be seen anywhere near Bill Taylor. So Bill Taylor is done on January 2nd. I mean, it's kind of remarkable because it's all happening in plain sight.
It is happening in plain sight. As you remember from the hearings, he was one of the most credible witnesses that came forward, a distinguished veteran, a person of incredible character. And, this person is unfortunately a victim of this shadow foreign policy that was commandeered by Rudy Giuliani and the three amigos and Mike Pompeo to basically do not what's in the best interest of America with regard to Ukraine, but what's in the best interest of Rudy Giuliani's clients and, of course, the personal political agenda of Donald Trump.
I want to ask you about something having to do with the Intelligence Committee. Politico is reporting that the prosecutor appointed by Attorney General Barr to examine the Russia probe's origins is focusing a lot on the CIA and its director, Gina Haspel, adding, quote, intelligence community veterans say the Durham probe, Durham is the attorney, the person put in charge by Barr, the Durham probe could force Haspel to choose between protecting her agency from Trump's wrath and bowing to Barr's wishes. What do you know about this?
I actually don't know the specifics of this particular story, but what I do know is that, now that the Inspector General of the Justice Department, Mr. Horowitz, cleared the FBI of any wrongdoing with regard to the initiation of the probe in 2016 of Donald Trump. Now it looks like they're turning their attention to other agencies, and that's very disturbing, to say the least. We have to avoid politicizing the CIA or any other agency in the intelligence community. After all, they are protecting us, and it's our duty to protect them.
Congressman, good to see you as always. Thank you for joining me.
Thank
Congressman
you.
Raja
Thank you.
Krishnamoorthi.